Coordinates: 50 degrees 6 minutes 50 seconds north, 8 degrees 40 minutes 7 seconds east, 50.11389 degrees north, 8.668661 degrees east, 50.11389. 8.66861. Deutsche Bank AG is a German multinational investment bank and financial services company. Headquartered in Frankfurt, Germany, and dual-listed on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange and the New York Stock Exchange. The bank's network spans 58 countries with a large presence in Europe, the Americas, and Asia. As of 2017-2018, Deutsche Bank was the 21st largest bank in the world by total assets. As the largest German banking institution, it is a component of the DAX stock market index. It is considered a systemically important bank by the Financial Stability Board. The company is a universal bank with 4 major divisions: investment bank, corporate bank, private bank and asset management. Its investment banking operations often command substantial deal flow. Deutsche Bank was founded in Berlin in 1870 as a specialist bank for financing foreign trade and promoting German exports. It subsequently played a large part in developing Germany's industry, as its business model focused on providing finance to industrial customers. The bank's statute was adopted on the 22nd of January 1870. And on the 10th of March 1870 the Prussian government granted it a banking license. The statute laid great stress on foreign business. The object of the company is to transact banking business of all kinds. In particular, to promote and facilitate trade relations between Germany, other European countries and overseas markets. 3 of the founders were Georg Siemens, whose father's cousin had founded Siemens and Halske, Adalbert Delbrück and Ludwig Bamberger. Prior to the founding of Deutsche Bank, German importers and exporters were dependent upon British and French banking institutions in the world markets, a serious handicap in that German bills were almost unknown in international commerce, generally disliked and subject to a higher rate of a discount than English or French bills. The bank's first domestic branches, inaugurated in 1871 and 1872, were opened in Bremen and Hamburg. Its first overseas offices opened in Shanghai in 1872 and London in 1873, followed by South American offices between 1874 and 1886. The branch opening in London, after one failure and another partially successful attempt, was a prime necessity for the establishment of credit for the German trade in what was then the world's money center. Major projects in the early years of the bank included the Northern Pacific Railroad in the US and the Baghdad Railway in Germany. The bank was instrumental in the financing of bond offerings of steel company Krupp and introduced the chemical company Bayer to the Berlin stock market. The second half of the 1890s saw the beginning of a new period of expansion at Deutsche Bank. The bank formed alliances with large regional banks, giving itself an entree into Germany's main industrial regions. Joint ventures were symptomatic of the concentration then underway in the German banking industry. For Deutsche Bank, domestic branches of its own were still something of a rarity at the time. The Frankfurt branch dated from 1886 and the Munich branch from 1892, while further branches were established in Dresden and Leipzig in 1901. In addition, the bank rapidly perceived the value of specialist institutions for the promotion of foreign business. Gentle pressure from the foreign ministry played a part in the establishment of Deutsche Bank in 1886 and the stake taken in the newly established Deutsche Asiatische Bank 3 years later. But the success of those companies showed that their existence made sound commercial sense. In 1919, the bank purchased the state's share of Universum Filmaktiengesellschaft. In 1926, the bank assisted in the merger of Daimler and Benz. The bank merged with other local banks in 1929 to create Deutsche Bank and Diskontogesellschaft. In 1937, the company name changed back to Deutsche Bank, after Adolf Hitler came to power, instituting the Third Reich. Deutsche Bank dismissed its 3 Jewish board members in 1933. In subsequent years, Deutsche Bank took part in the Aryanization of Jewish-owned businesses, provided the owners of Aryanized businesses were in the know about their Jewish status beforehand. According to its own historians, the bank was involved in 363 such confiscations by November 1938. In 1938, German bank Mendelssohn & Co. was acquired. During the war, Deutsche Bank incorporated other banks that fell into German hands during the occupation of Eastern Europe. Deutsche Bank provided banking facilities for the Gestapo and loaned the funds used to build the Auschwitz camp and the nearby IG Farben facilities. During World War II, Deutsche Bank became responsible for managing the Bohemian Union Bank in Prague, with branches in the Protectorate and in Slovakia, the Bankverein in Yugoslavia, the Albert the Barry Bank in Amsterdam, the National Bank of Greece in Athens, the Credit Anstalt Bankverein in Austria and Hungary, the D.